In 2005, a serial killer who had been taunting police for 30 years made one request. He sent a letter to a local TV station. The question was simple. Can a floppy disk be traced back to me? The station passed it to police. Police answered, no. He believed them. He sent the disk. That was the last mistake he ever made. His name is Dennis Rader. Church president, compliance officer. Married for 34 years. Father of 2. He coached Boy Scouts. His neighbors described him as dependable, helpful, maybe a little strict. Nobody in Wichita, Kansas suspected a thing. For over 3 decades, he lived a completely normal life and killed 10 people. January 15, 1974, Wichita, Kansas. Dennis Rader walked into the Otero family home in broad daylight. He cut the phone line. Then he bound and killed Joseph Otero, his wife Julie, their son Joey, and their 11-year-old daughter Josephine. Josephine he hanged from a sewer pipe in the basement. She was 11 years old. He left no evidence, no fingerprints, no witnesses. The police had nothing. Then he did something most killers never do. He wrote a letter to the police. He described the murders in explicit detail, details only the killer could know. He sealed it and mailed it to a newspaper. He signed it with 3 letters, BTK bind, torture kill. He didn't just want to commit murder, he wanted credit. He needed them to know his name. Over the next 17 years, Rader killed 10 people. He called the process trolling. He would stalk his victims for weeks before each attack. Study their routines, wait inside their homes in the dark. Each murder was methodical and controlled. And after every single one, he walked away without leaving a trace. The police launched task force after task force. Nothing. While police were desperate for answers, Rader was taunting them. He sent letters to newspapers. He wrote poems about his kills. He even wrote a letter to his own daughter from prison, years later, describing his crimes as if they were accomplishments. He mailed packages with personal items stolen from victims, proof only the killer could have. He wanted to be famous. He wanted to be feared. Then in 1991, he stopped. No more letters. No more victims. No more contact. For 13 years, BTK went completely silent. Investigators assumed he was dead, imprisoned, or had moved away. Wichita slowly moved on. Meanwhile, Dennis Rader was elected president of his local church. He led Sunday sermons. He organized community events. He was a model citizen. Then in 2004, the Wichita Eagle published a retrospective on the unsolved BTK murders. Dennis Rader read it, and he was furious. He felt disrespected, forgotten. So he did what narcissists always do. He came back. He sent a new package to the newspaper after 13 years of silence. Inside, a cereal box containing a doll bound with plastic bags, mimicking one of his victims. BTK was back. Over the next year, Rader sent 11 packages to police and media. He used public mailboxes, wore gloves, sanitized everything. He was more careful than ever. But he was also growing bolder, more arrogant. Then in January 2005, he sent a letter to a local TV station with one very specific question. If I put a Word document on a floppy disk, can it be traced back to me? The station passed the message to police. Investigators discussed it. Then they made a decision. They placed an ad in the newspaper, the same channel Rader had been using for years. Their answer, no. A floppy disk cannot be traced. They lied. It was a deliberate trap. The man who had outsmarted law enforcement for 31 years was about to outsmart himself. On February 16, 2005, a purple 1.44 megabyte floppy disk arrived at KSAS-TV in Wichita. Rader had sent it. On the disk, a Word document he titled simply Test. He thought it was clean. Untraceable. He had no idea that Microsoft Word saves invisible data with every single document, who wrote it, when, and what organization they belong to. Investigators inserted the disk. The document opened. They checked the file properties, the metadata hidden inside every Word file. Last modified by Dennis, organization, Christ Lutheran Church. That was it. They Googled Christ Lutheran Church, Wichita, Kansas. One result. They found the name of the church president, Dennis Rader. They ran it through law enforcement databases. Dennis Rader, former compliance officer, Park City Council president. The man they had been hunting for 31 years had been leading Sunday services the entire time. On February 25, 2005, 9 days after sending the disk, police placed Dennis Rader's home under surveillance. They watched him leave. They followed him, They pulled him over near his house. He was calm, cooperative. He asked what this was about. He was handcuffed and placed in a patrol car. After 31 years, BTK was caught. He was 59 years old. In court, Rader did something extraordinary. He confessed to all 10 murders in graphic, clinical detail. No emotion, no remorse. He referred to his victims by project number, as if presenting a business report. He described killing methods step by step, calmly, methodically. He called each victim a project. The courtroom fell silent. Jurors wept. Rader just continued, as if proud of his work. Dennis Rader was sentenced to 10 consecutive life terms, 175 years in prison. He is currently 79 years old, held at El Dorado Correctional Facility in Kansas. He will never be released. He still writes letters from his cell. He has given multiple interviews from prison. He discusses his crimes openly. He shows no regret. His wife of 34 years divorced him immediately after the arrest. 31 years, 10 victims, hundreds of communications to police. 0 DNA, 0 fingerprints, 0 witnesses. He was the most careful killer in American history. Then he asked one question, trusted the wrong answer, and sent a floppy disk with his name on it. Every criminal, no matter how intelligent, how patient, how disciplined, makes one fatal slip. His was 1.44 megabytes. That's the fatal slip. Every criminal, no matter how smart, no matter how prepared, makes one mistake. Dennis Rader's mistake was a purple floppy disk. If you want more stories like this, subscribe. Because there are a lot more where this came from.